Who do y'all? I mean, we're jumping the gun because it's November, right? We got a whole slate of fights. Like, just as a question, right? Because we're all boxing fans. There's no right answer. What are y'all most looking forward to, right? I think I kind of know y'all pretty well, so I know what y'all looking forward to. But JD, what fight that's coming up that you're just like, I gotta be there, I gotta watch it, gotta get my popcorn ready? Who you got?
You already know, man. The one fight that I have to be at, that I have to tune in to see, is a fight that is occurring around turkey time. Around that time where we gonna be getting the macaroni and cheese together, we gonna be getting the collard greens together, we gonna be getting the cornbread together. Hopefully it's homemade. You know what I mean? And that is on November 20th, man. I would love to see Bud Crawford versus Shawn Porter. I absolutely would love to see this fight. This is gonna be similar to what we said in the last pod, man. This will undoubtedly be the best opponent that Bud has ever faced. We all know that Shawn Porter is battle tested straight up from every single welterweight champ you could probably imagine. Porter's taking him on, so he's battle tested. So ultimately, this is going to be a crowning night. This is the night. And I take this night personal. You know why I take this night personal?
Hey, please tell me why.
As the resident Bud fan on this show,
I like Bud.
This is the night where either we gonna ride out or we gonna fall on our face.
We gonna down him and crown him. We gonna down him and crown him.
Either Bud is gonna bebop Shawn Porter and show that he really is on that level, or if it goes the other way, oh my goodness, is a gauntlet of criticism gonna come Bud's way if it doesn't go that way.
Well, I will say this.
Go ahead.
I will say this. And I've said this before, and I screwed it up, and I chopped it up last time when we were doing it. We assume that this is the best fighter that Terence Crawford is going to fight, right? I mean, that Shawn Porter is going to fight, right? That's his best. Like he's the best fighter. Like, we don't know that.
I think it's an assumption both ways.
That we're assuming that Terence Crawford is just the top guy, and this is the best fighter Shawn Porter is ever going to fight. I think we kind of know that this is the best opponent as far as resume, accomplishments.
That Bud, yes, sir.
That Bud is faced. So we can't really say he's faced a prime welterweight that's been in with everybody and has been in a close fight with everybody, that has never been blown out. It's always been in the fight. So it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts. So I'm excited too, but that's not what I'm saying.
It's the crowning night.
It's a coronation. We're going down in the night,
man. Yeah.
He getting his ass whooped.
It's going to be 2 turkeys. It's going to be 2 smoked turkeys on Thanksgiving.
That's one.
All right. So Q, who what's your fight? I think I know, right? I think I know what 6'4". No, I think I know.
I mean, the Wilder Fury fight, man. When we were there, me and brother JD were there, and very disappointing night. The last fight, and there was a whole lot of drama, a whole lot of build up to this fight, a whole lot of litigations. You know what I'm saying, back and forth. I just feel like finally getting to see Wilder really train for a fight like he need to. You know what I'm saying? I think he had the right motivation. Hopefully, he don't get too emotionally. Hopefully, he don't get too sucked in emotionally, and he can stay cerebral and just stick to a game plan and set it up. And I want to see him go ahead and get his redemption, man. I want to see it, because I really feel like he took all of the criticism, all of the blame for everything, and a lot of it he caused on himself with a lot of excuses. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like with a lot of things, Tyson Fury looked like as a snow angel. But this boy dirty. He dirtier than the dirty South. Play dirt. You know what I'm saying? But
I got
skilled as he is, he has some blemishes, that people dare not really speak of. So I want to see that fight.
I got a question for you, for both of you, really. I got a theory, right? Some people are saying, and this is speaking to your point about Wilder's training like he need to. I think when you're fighting at 175, 168, 160, 150, the lighter weights, I think it's a lot harder to change who you are. Number one, the volume, right? And the high kinetic pace. Like, it's so fast, you don't have time to process. I feel like the heavyweight division allows you that little split second to process, so you can actually implement some of the stuff. So I feel like change is a little more likely to happen from fight to fight with heavyweights than it would be in the lighter weights, because you're reacting once you're at a certain weight. Like, it's coming too fast, too often. What do y'all think about that? You think that, because if that is true or false, I mean, then if you think it's true, then what Deontay Wilder is doing in the gym matters. If it's false, then it doesn't matter. He's still, so where do you guys fall on that issue?
What I think, to be honest, man, I personally think, and I've been one of those people that's been a little bit skeptical of how much a fighter can really change with only one training camp, right? Now, what I do think is, I expect within the first 4 or 5 rounds, I expect Deontay Wilder to employ every strategy that he worked on in camp. Where I think the human element starts to come in is when the fatigue starts to set in. To me, I think it's a challenge for anybody who doesn't have the muscle memory ingrained in them for years and years, that when fatigue sets in, that is where I think it could get dicey if Fury starts to catch him. And will he continue to slip and move that head once them legs get tired and those arms get tired? So that's where I see it going, man. I see the early part of the fight. We see a new, different Deontay Wilder who's coming in with a real strategy and game plan. But I think if they, to your point, J-Box, if it becomes like a frenetic pace where they really early on start throwing real bombs at each other, and we start to get to that 7th and 8th round and they both start to get tired, I think the advantage would tip to Fury, because he's going to go for what he's always known, while Wilder, I think some of those things that he just learned might start to fade due to fatigue.
What you got on the queue?
I fully agree, man. Because and sometimes it might not even take that long. The only different thing I'm gonna say that's different is sometimes it might not even take that long, because like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. And if he get caught with something that rattles him, he gonna. I mean, all that might be out the window. It's survival, and then he gonna be trying to set up that big punch. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this training camp and how hard he's working, because he's obsessed right now. I mean, he got a redemption facility, and he got the theme music, he got the trainers, he out there, and he's really focused on this task at hand. And so I feel like at minimum he's going to be able to add some wrinkles and add some new looks. And I'm sure they're not showing us everything, but I really feel like he got a trainer that he respects now, that's bringing more out of him, that's on a psychological level.
Bringing more out of him.
You said bring him, bring him. I don't know if, yeah. I think he's getting more.
Not teaching him nothing, just bringing it out of him.
Oh, that's what he said. He said something like that. Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna get into all that, but I really see a lot of positivity, man. I see a lot of positivity, and I'm ready to see what it's going. How it's going to translate come fight night.
October 9th. All right, October 9th. I'm going to give a guy some love before we get off here. I'm going to say, man, I'm looking forward to Jamel Herring and Shakur Stevenson, because this is the reason why I'm so glued on this fight, is because, number one, everybody's ready for the coronation of Shakur Stevenson to be this guy. Right. And everybody's looking over Jamel Herring, they put him in a box, from the Olympic team to as a pro fighter. They just really said, okay, this is as good as he's going to get. Part of the reason, too, he didn't have the knockouts. But as we saw with Carl Frampton,
boom, bow.
A nasty knockout. Retired a quality fighter. So I'm looking forward to that, just because even though he's done all this work, right? Veteran, shout out to the vets. It came up the hard way in the game, right? Earned it, not much fanfare, earned his way on ESPN. And here comes this Shakur Stevenson guy oh, he's the next thing. And the feeling is that we're just trying to get Jamel Herring out the way so we can crown Shakur Stevenson. But I'm kind of invested in this, not just because we had Jamel on the show, but sometimes we can get caught up in the narrative and not pay attention to what happens in the ring. And I think Shakur Stevenson's lack of power is going to allow a big lefty like Jamel Herring to walk him down. So I want to see how that plays out, just technically wise, right? And I want to see how the kid reacts when he's in trouble, because he did say last fight, remember we saw him last fight, he's like, he hit me with something I didn't like.
The African guy.
Yeah, but you can't, here's the thing, you can't play keeper.
He hit him with that Chief Keef. I don't like.
But here's the thing I think is going to be super interesting. If Jamel hits him with something he doesn't like, he can't stay away like he did with the other guy, because guess who has the reach advantage and the size advantage?
Word? Well, what's the reach? Well, he got a lot of reach on him?
Jamel Herring's 5'10".
My man, he like 5'8", 5'9".
Exactly.
Yeah. What's the reach though?
I think the reach is comparable, but I think Jamel Herring might have him by an inch or two. Jamel Herring's just a bigger guy in every way. It's his division.
Right.
He's tall.
He's like 37, right? 38?
I don't think he's that old. He's 30.
No. I think he's like 35, 36.
Yeah. He's not that old. So he should really not be the underdog. So I want to see. This is a fight I would actually put a little bit of money on the underdog to see how it. But I just feel like he don't get a lot of love, man. So I mean, that's my take on it. Hopefully it's a great fight, and hopefully we love the fight, and hopefully y'all love us.
Like we love
y'all. This is Boxing Vibes, man. This is what we love to do. I hope you guys love to listen. And we out, man. Take us out, fellas.
Y'all already know. Stream this pod 75, and y'all
already
check us out on every streaming platform.
And shout out to the Batman, the Pat Man,
Coach Pat Man,
most definitely.
Know what I mean?
Check it out. Yeah, we got some snippets from the interview, man. A real knowledgeable guy about the sport, and he blessed us with his appearance. So
most definitely, man. One of the top guys in the game.
And that's our time. I'm Jay.
JD.
Q. We out of here, man.
We out.